Well, here we go, folks. No, I ain't went off the deep end, and I ain't testing no theories. But what we are gonna do, we're gonna use this old bad boy for a little bit of drainage work. So let's go get it done. So before we start this video, I'd like to, address some comments we've been having. Been getting a lot of them on this whole trying to push a corn yield thing. And most of them revolve around no-till. We're trying to push the envelope here, guys. We're wanting to do more. So how are you gonna know if you can do more if you don't ever try? So that's what this is about. There has been nobody that has been a bigger advocate for no-till around here than I have. I got fellas that's been in no-till for 10+ years. I'm not breaking them out yet. A lot of this flat ground, we have seen some major benefits to working it. And even some of these hills that we've picked up that have some major compaction issues. But I am not degrading no-till in any form or fashion. This whole break and plow deal here, to be honest with you, I'm just having fun. It's something that I hadn't never got to do much. It is very therapeutic. I just love watching that soil roll over. Y'all seen our channel. Y'all know how much soil conservation work we do. We implement grassed waterways on this farm. We put in these erosion control structures. And a lot of this ground that y'all see us working on, we are just hitting the reset button on. It needs this compaction broke up. It needs smoothing up. It needs some fertility plowed into the soil down deep. Or if we do decide to continue no-tilling, that farm is ready to be in a no-till situation. But a lot of what happens this year on our farm will determine what our farm looks like going into the future. We're trying a lot of new things. I was not happy with my crop at all. I know we had a drought, but I still was not happy with my crop in 2022. So we're just hitting the reset button on some of these farms, especially the ones we've recently picked up. Just hitting the reset button on them. We're gonna see how this year pans out, and if all this tillage don't work, we'll transition back into no-till, because it's definitely easier. And we have no-till acres this year, but what we have found working this ground is we have just had so much better crop emergence. It is unreal what a difference it has made, even on the soybeans. I want you to do what makes you money on your farm. Don't be doing what I'm doing just for the sake of doing it. Do what works on your farm. That's what's wrong with America right now, is everybody thinks that the other person has to do it their way. I don't know why everybody has to force their opinions on other people. I just tell y'all, this is my opinion, and this is what, and I just tell you what I've seen and observed on my farm. That's all I can do, and I can tell you what has made me money. And so far this year, I have observed better crop emergence in the worked up, tilled soil. I've seen deeper roots. That's what we're, that's what we're getting at. This is about learning. But this is definitely going to be a very, very interesting situation. The reason I originally brought the plow down here is right here where I'm standing was just a daggum lake. It wasn't nothing but a mud hole, dude and dudettes. But I took that breaking plow and I broke all these mud holes in, because you can move a lot more dirt with a breaking plow than you think you can. And these drains, you see, kind of dips down there. I broke them out, meaning I put the tail of the dirt, I put the tail of the breaking plow in here and plowed it out, and then the mud holes I plowed them in, if that makes sense. And then I took that, well, the box blades up there at the barn, but I put the box blade behind that tractor and I drug this and drug this and drug it some more. I drugged it at an angle that way, I drug it at an angle this way, I drug it crossways, and then finally I ran another angle, not a steep, a less steep angle, about a 15-degree angle that way, and then I finally finished up running with the rows. There's a dip right here where that hole was the deepest, but as you can tell now, it's sloped down into the drain. I'll take my PTO ditcher and I'll clean the drain out. Normally I'm not about tile if it can just be surface drained, but if there ever was a candidate for drain tile, it would be this one. It needs tiled on 40-foot centers. There's the ditch down there you could back up in, just take off up through here, drain this sucker. This one here was not a mud hole, but it kind of stayed wet here, and there was a drain down there, so you can tell with a little more definition how I done this one. Another thing we did is that ditch was just plumb full of silt, and we dipped the ditch out where the water could get down there to the creek. Spent about 4 days down here working on this, so I wanted to do it right. But you see that thing right up there in the sky, that's the one thing that's gonna help us more than anything. Is we cleaned out all them little trees on that ditch bank, all that undergrowth, and we can get some sunshine out here on this field now to radiate on it and help it dry up. Well, right here is something y'all never seen done on this farm. We're doing a little science experiment here. I come down here and worked on this bottom, and I plowed out some drains, and I plowed in some mud holes. Well, I had it over here, the breaking plow over here, and there was a field road down there, over there I mean, and I said, well, I'll break that field road out, you know, where it's so hard, where it won't be so hard. So I laid off my land here, and I liked what it was doing so much, I decided just to keep it up. You see here we got a bunch of Italian ryegrass. So we're plowing it under. I'm anxious to see if we get any weed pressure benefits from this, plowing these weeds under. if we get any benefit from plowing that ryegrass under. You know, people used to grow cover crops all the time back in the olden days, and they would plow them under, you know, kind of like fertilizer. And I've seen them do that a lot in organic situations. I watch several farmers on YouTube that are organic farms, and I'm talking to y'all and I ain't watching my furrow. Got out of my furrow. When you breaking ground like this, you run that front tire right down that furrow, like that right there. And yes, I did not pull my deal off, I know. I had an old man tell me a long time ago, he said, if you ain't gonna plow about 10, 12 acres, just go on and leave that deal alone there. But this is all we're gonna plow. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm really enjoying this. This is the most therapeutic thing I have done in a long time. And I know I'm probably not breaking it right. Y'all got to remember, I grew up in the no-till generation. I know absolutely nothing about breaking ground. But I mean, it looks level across there, and we're filling in the furrow, and I mean, it looks pretty. It looks beautiful. Well, let's hop out here and take a look at what we got. Right here you can see the plow is rolling this over. And I don't know, we're cutting it. What y'all call that? 4 inches deep? Got my front of my plows running a little too deep there. But it just shears this off, and boy, those soles warm. Just shears that off and flips it over. That's how it works, and that's what gave a breaking plow a bad name over the years. You got all this loose soil up here on a hard surface, and that lets it wash off. Got some nut sage, got some clover, got some Italian ryegrass. This was a hay field for years. Hybrid Bermuda. And then I don't know how long it has been. Let's see if we can tell anything about these roots on this ryegrass. You can see right there. You can see right there where the roots on the ryegrass stop. Stopped about right there, so we are gaining, you know, we are gaining a little depth that our roots can grow. It ain't the same as ripping it, but like I said, I absolutely know nothing about plowing, but it looks beautiful to me. It ain't slabbing it, it's breaking it up. One reason we're gonna leave us we're leaving us a check in here. That is probably the best $3,500 I have ever spent right there. That thing is one of the most versatile tools I've ever owned, to be honest with you. If you want to tickle it, you can tickle it. If you want to run it 2 or 3 times and turn it into a powder, you can do that. It don't take a lot of horsepower to pull it. It pulls very easy. If you want to use it as a finishing tool, it does a good job as a finishing tool. You know what we're using it here for here? We've already run that disc and we've run the crumbler to break up any clods behind the disc. That's another tool, another money well spent tool. We're just providing a little more firming action back down on this ground. I'm not as brave as old Big Tractor Power. Ain't no telling how many times I've seen him almost get run over trying to get a good shot. I could watch that thing run for hours. But y'all see how quickly he can get over some ground with that thing? That's one thing I like about it. There's probably 5, 6, 7 acres here maybe, and he's nearly done with it. There's the bean right there, sticking him down there in moisture, and that moisture will rise tonight. But today is Memorial Day, and we ain't talking about high yields. We ain't going down that road today. We're just going to show these good old John Deere tractors doing their thing. What most of y'all watch my videos for anyway. So, it's Monday, Memorial Day. I'm thankful for the men and women that gave their life so that I can have the freedom to be out here planting on Memorial Day. Knock on wood, it's been a pretty enjoyable day. Been getting to do what I love. We got this farm looking in tip-top shape. We got that flat down there looking like Arkansas. She's flat, son. And got the other on the other side of the ditch looking like Arkansas. She's flat. Old Dylan spent a lot of time pulling the box blade. I cleaned the silt out of that ditch down there, cleaned the silt out of that ditch, made us some nice drains, and that's what I'm going to do here. Is I got the ditcher on the back of the tractor there, as y'all can see, and we're going to clean out these drains, because when you're working it, you pull a little dirt and such into them drains, and we're going to get them in tip-top shape.